There was a moment where we were actually thinking, okay, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
We needed a lot of support to make this happen, both from top 11 team and from the leadership team of Nordeus. We needed a lot of time to make sure that this is done right, and a lot of people have worked on this. We started talking about what we want 3D to be in top 11, how we want it to work. We talked internally, we talked with some players, and then user research interviewed a lot of our players about what they would want for the future of top 11. It's a massively complicated project to make such a large change on a game that's been working for 10 years.
We collaborated the most with the top 11 game team. We understood that for us to be able to integrate really well into the game, we had to first understand technically what this means to basically build the right type of solution.
How can we put 3D in top 11 and make it so that everything is still fun for our players? Managers in top 11 have a lot of control about how their team plays, what their players are, how they play the game of football. We needed to make sure that all of that could be translated into 3D that players see, so that we made the engine as flexible as possible so it can take all of the formations, all of the tactics, all of the player attributes and everything and simulate a real game of football that the managers could see.
We had to have a very close working relationship with them and make sure that we understood exactly what their expectations were and how we should best position the football engine in the game.
We knew we had a good product and we knew that we can ship it, but what we wanted to do is actually to create the football engine we dreamt about. We pushed so hard into the details, we listened to our users' feedback, make sure that the engine can run on all sorts of devices. The art team really pushed hard to finish the final touches. It was really, really intense period.
We wanted to ensure that as many players of top 11 as possible can experience a 3D live match. So what was the challenge? There is a huge amount of devices on which top 11 is being played. There are about 25,000 different configurations of devices, meaning processors, capacity of the memory, graphical chips, screen size, and even operating system version. Many of all those old devices simply cannot provide enough processing power that Football Engine would need to simulate at runtime and present the simulation results in real time on screen. What we did is basically split the Football Engine in two parts, and one part is responsible for viewing, basically, so we call that component the viewer, and the other part would be for the simulation. We called it the sim component. We managed to get the sim component run in cloud as a separate service.
So many people from different teams came together to solve these issues, to make this as flawless experience for our users as possible. The biggest learning point for me was how to make this Unity project that we have work as a Linux service. We never had a project like that, and there was a lot of challenges to solve there. And it was also like solving the challenge of how to make it work with other services.
For those older devices, we needed to do more. Their processor is weak by today's standards, but also the graphics chip is also weak. We needed to somehow adjust our visual quality to the level that those devices can sustain and still not overheat the device. On top of that, we wanted as much as possible to keep the essence of look and feel of 3D Live Match that was envisioned by our creative people. With that, we managed to support about 95% of devices on which top 11 is played today.
The nature of this project contained a lot of unknowns initially. When you're a producer and you're trying to put some sort of reliable timeline or prediction of when things are going to happen and how we're going to get to the ultimate finish line, it is very challenging when there's a number of unknowns that you have to deal with. And as the picture became clearer and clearer, to quickly draft versions of our delivery plans and try and put some sort of structure together so that the team could see what was coming next and which direction we were trying to take, keep the team informed, and yet be flexible that we could course correct and have some type of adjustments made depending on what type of discoveries we were making throughout the definitions of the unknowns and uncovering of the unknowns. It is important that in projects where that type of circumstances tend to occur, you have enough flexibility and patience to work through those modes and try and understand what's the best path for you and for the team.
Seeing all of these super smart people who know about a lot of different things coming together, collaborating to build this, just the process and the teamwork and all of that, that's why I love it.
I felt amazing. I think it was fantastic to see the culmination of our efforts play out that way.
It was just a bunch of people that have been working long and hard on this thing, finally bringing it to life.
So I opened the match, I went into 3D Live Match, and I saw it, and I just couldn't, I thought I'm still playing some beta build. I didn't think it's real. Maybe a couple of days later, it just, hit me that we've done it, it's real.